Right now, possible Saturday showers ahead here in south central Wisconsin, but sunny skies down south for the Badgers' first road game in more than a month. Chris is tracking our first alert forecast. And some are calling this the potential biggest day in British history, with debate now underway in the House of Commons. The big question, will the UK stay in the EU or move forward with Brexit?
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for starting your day with us here on News 3 Now. It is Saturday, October 19th. I'm Christina Lorian for Keeley this morning. Chris is here as well, and Chris, it's kind of a gloomy day outside.
Yeah, we're looking at a chance for some rain that's going to be joining the picture. In the meantime, we did just see a sunrise that was, oddly enough, rather beautiful. I posted about that one on social media, but more and more of that cloud cover is certainly moving in, especially from the south and west. You'll notice showers increasing throughout parts of Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. It's all starting to congeal into this, what's going to be a very thin, narrow line of showers that slowly moves through as we go throughout the day. We zoom in closer to home, you can see more and more of those showers starting to show up just towards the west. Here's a live look outside right now. We're turning more gray. Temperatures at 50 degrees in Madison right now. We did bottom out at 48 earlier this morning. 50 for our friends in Janesville as well. Boscobel at 51 right now, and La Crosse at 53. It looks like the cooler spots would be Waukesha and Wautoma, both sitting at 45 right now. Let's go through the morning. Temperatures should warm up towards about 55. The clouds will continue to increase by the afternoon. We're looking at highs around 58 with more and more of those chances for showers sticking around. Outside of those showers, things will be mostly cloudy going through pretty much most of the day.
You mentioned the beautiful sunrise. There's a little bit of orange and blue creeping out in there, and you know that is the colors
of the Houston Astros. That's
no, the Illini.
I know.
But even
I will.
Even I will be rooting for the Badgers. We wanted them to continue.
It's all good. The Badgers play today. The Houston Astros play today, which I will selfishly be rooting for. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Go Astros.
Yes, thank you.
That's something we can all agree on. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, we begin this morning across the pond on what might be one of the most important days in British political history. Right now, Parliament is holding a rare Saturday session to debate Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. And later today, they are expected to hold a critical vote. CNN International says it's up in the air whether or not Johnson has the numbers to win. This debate is expected to go for most of the day. It started around 3:30 a.m. our time. The outcome of today's decision could have a big impact on us here in America. If Brexit moves forward, the euro is expected to fall, increasing the value of our dollar, which isn't good for U.S. stock markets. It also makes U.S. exports more expensive, which would impact the farming and manufacturing industries. Breaking into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight, Defense Secretary Mark Esper says U.S. troops will continue to withdraw from Syria. This comes amid an op-ed released Friday by Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who objected to the president's pullback, saying he wants a plan to reintroduce U.S. troops to the area. This morning, fighting between Turkey and the Kurds along the Turkish-Syrian border continues after President Donald Trump announced there had been a U.S. brokered ceasefire.
We've had tremendous success, I think, over the last couple of days. There was some sniper fire this morning. There was mortar fire this morning that was eliminated quickly.
Turkey's president warned his troops would go back on the attack if Kurdish fighters don't withdraw from a 20-mile safe zone. Kurdish commanders tell CBS News they will continue to defend their territory. The body of the late Representative Elijah Cummings will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol next week. Overnight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced a formal ceremony for members of Congress and Cummings' family will be held Thursday morning in the Capitol's National Statuary Hall. A public viewing will follow. Cummings passed away Thursday. He was 68 years old. More local news now. All lanes of Highway 12 near Middleton are back open this morning. They were closed for nearly 2 hours overnight after a rollover crash involving a Dane County deputy.
4608, I've been in a 1050 rollover crash. If you come from the right lane, at the intersection of 12 and K.
4608, did you say you were involved in a rollover?
That is correct. I'm pinned upside down.
That crash happened near the intersection of Highway K between Middleton and Sauk City. Officials say the deputy was going through the intersection when another car crashed into his squad. Both drivers were wearing seatbelts. Only minor injuries were reported, though. The fire Thursday night at the Madison Mallard's gift shop is now being investigated as arson. Right now, no suspects have been identified. Investigators believe the fire caused at least $150,000 in damage after the building's roof collapsed. No one was hurt. Now here's a story that's hard to believe. Music legend Cher has tweeted in response to our own Madeline O'Neill that she would be willing to pay for any legal expenses if former Madison West High School security assistant Marlon Anderson would choose to sue the school district after his controversial firing this week. It happened on Wednesday after he says he told a student to stop calling him the N-word. In response, the Dane County Boys and Girls Club announced Friday Anderson will be temporarily working there until his appeal is finalized by the school district. According to that post, Anderson will be the director of program operations, managing volunteer engagement, special initiatives, and teen recruitment. Well, the sun is coming up on a beautiful day in Champaign, Illinois, where the Badger football team takes on the Fighting Illini at 11 o'clock this morning. Temperatures are forecast to be in the upper 60s, but the game might not be so competitive. Sixth-ranked Wisconsin is a 31-point favorite. This is the first road trip for the Badgers since their opening weekend journey to South Florida at the end of August. You'd think they'd handle it pretty well, but players say games are always different on the road.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun, especially, it's always fun when you feel like everybody's against you, because that's something that we preach when we go on the road. We're just going 80 deep. It's just us, our coaches. If they don't have a motion W on, they're not with us. We travel well, but for the most part, they put your fans in the top right corner of the stadium, so you might as well be there alone. So, it's always fun.
Tomorrow afternoon, you can watch the Packers right here on News 3 Now. They'll face the Oakland Raiders for a noon kickoff at Lambeau. It's a short week for the Green and Gold after playing Monday night against Detroit. The team is now getting back to its regular weekend routine for tomorrow's game. This season so far has been anything but routine. The Packers have played once on Monday, twice on Thursday, and this will be their fourth Sunday game of the season. Head coach Matt LaFleur is just rolling with it.
Yeah, we had some consistency throughout the preseason, playing every game on a Thursday, then opening up on, versus Chicago on a Thursday. It's just trying to get into that routine. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the NFL, and our guys have to adjust to that.
Meanwhile, in Green Bay, the Packers have unveiled a highly anticipated project in the Titletown district. Titletown Tech is a partnership between the Packers, UW Green Bay, and Microsoft, and it's an attempt to attract young professionals with technology skills to Green Bay. Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy joined Microsoft president Brad Smith in opening the two-story building Friday afternoon. If you're heading out to stock up on food for your game day, there is no shortage of grocery stores across Madison, and most people are always in search of the best deal. We caught up with Marcy DeGrief as she was shopping for her family of 4. She tells us, of course, she is looking to save, but what makes it even more difficult is the mother of 2 wants to find local produce and local meat.
I very much like the feeling of knowing where the food comes from.
Marcy, like many others, has a hard time getting the best bang for her buck at the store. Tomorrow morning, only on News 3 Now this morning, our Josh Spreiter is showing you how to find the most affordable groceries here in the Madison area. October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and this weekend, a local fast casual chain and a national organization are teaming up, working together to promote workplace inclusivity. Today, more than 100 Mod Pizza locations, including 3 here in Madison, will donate 20% of all sales to Best Buddies International. Best Buddies is best known for its work helping people living with intellectual and developmental disabilities find jobs, make friends, and achieve success. Through this partnership, Mod will donate a minimum of $50,000 to the Best Buddies Jobs program. In return, Best Buddies will provide Mod stores with training tools to help hire people of every ability. We want to take a moment this morning to send all of our love and prayers to the town of Highland. That's where our weekday morning show anchor Leah and her family are getting ready to lay Levi, Leah's younger brother, to rest. Levi was killed in a car crash 1 week ago. this morning is his funeral. Many of you have been sending in your condolences and asking how you can help. Thank you for doing that. We have passed every single one along to the Lynchides, who've in turn created the Live Like Levi Memorial Scholarship Fund. Levi was a personal trainer. He was very passionate about physical fitness, but more than that, he was passionate about helping others. This scholarship will go to graduates of Highland High School, Levi's alma mater, who display similar characteristics. You can donate at the link we've posted up on our website. Just search Levi on channel3000.com. And we'll be right back.
Well, it's a chilly morning throughout the area. Temperatures starting out into the upper 40s and low 50s out there. We've also seen more in the way of cloud cover streaming on in. We had a beautiful sunrise earlier, but now more and more of that cloud cover is starting to win out. We are at 50 in Madison. Wind still coming out of the south at 8 miles per hour as we speak. Janesville also at 50, Boscobel at 51, La Crosse at 53. Those are all some of those warmer spots. A lot of areas are also into the mid and upper 40s this morning. Wautoma coming in at 45. Winds are also gusty at times as well, upwards towards 15 to 20 miles per hour or so. But we're going to watch those winds gradually relax as we go throughout the morning. Eventually, it'll be like the wind is pretty much non-existent. But right now, the wind that's out there is out of the south. That's ahead of a cold front. And that strong southerly wind is really helping make this morning's temperatures a lot warmer than yesterday morning's temperatures. We're 10 degrees warmer in Madison right now than 24 hours ago. A lot of folks warmer than 24 hours ago. Here's what we're watching, though. This is weather track across the upper Midwest. You see that blob of showers back towards the west, all kind of starting to stretch out, per se, into a thin line of showers. That is the cold front that'll march on through later on this afternoon. Here's a bigger picture just showing you that cold front, and oddly enough, things are going to be warmer behind it as we move into your Sunday. Wind still out of the south, out ahead of that in the meantime, but let's put this into motion. You see that thin line of showers. Eventually, though, it's going to kind of run out of oomph, so you're going to see this dying line of showers as we go through today. This leads way to more sunshine into tomorrow, along with warm temperatures for Sunday. Then on Monday, that next system comes our way. I think that's going to bring perhaps a more widespread chance of showers, even more so than what Future Track is showing right now. Behind it, we'll also see more cloud cover and some cooler temperatures. But let's time out today's rain chance first. Look for more and more of those showers developing towards the west, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock. Those will gradually push towards the south and east. And I think Future Track is getting a better handle on the fact that I think these hold together somewhat before they fall apart. I still think it kills those showers too quickly. But then we'll see more sunshine and temperatures in the 60s into your Sunday. And that is ahead of another cold front on Monday. Colder air will pour in as we go through your Tuesday and Wednesday, with perhaps a bigger shot of some colder air by the time we move towards next weekend. And speaking of shots of colder air, I think we'll see several of those through the end of the month and into the start of November. So look for much of the country to be at risk for below normal temperatures. Really, those probabilities are pretty good for the upper Midwest. But again, shower chances, we're tracking those for today, Monday, and then perhaps another shower chance on Thursday. I will say this, just from looking at some of the model data over the past couple hours, Christina, I think Thursday is too warm, or we're going to have to pull those temperatures down closer to the upper 40s.
More bad news, Chris. At least the good news is that it's going to be dry for most of the farmers market, hopefully.
It should be dry for most of the farmers market. You go in now, I think those showers should hold off until the market wraps up.
It's one of the last of the outdoor seasons. So
Yes.
we want to make the most of it.
Yes, please do.
Thank you so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
Time now, 8:15. The countdown to Christmas. Christmas is on, or at least according to Netflix it is. We're getting a first look at Disney's latest remake as well. Plus, there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks and 3 things to watch. Trending news just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning. Costumes Olivia Newton-John wore as Sandy in Grease are among the 500 items from her personal collection up for auction in Los Angeles next month. You can bid on items from that famous leather jacket to the leather boots Newton-John wore as Kira the Muse in Xanadu, handwritten song lyrics, award plaques, and signed movie scripts. Proceeds will benefit the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Center. Disney is out with its new trailer for the live-action remake of Lady and the Tramp, complete with the iconic spaghetti and meatball scene. The movie is a remake of the 1955 animated classic. Lady and the Tramp will be available November 12th, only on Disney's new streaming service, Disney+. And here's a dream job for Disney fans. You can earn $1,000 just by watching the company's beloved movies. Media site reviews.org says it's looking for the biggest, baddest Disney fans to watch and review 30 Disney movies or TV shows. To apply for this job, you must be at least 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, or a permanent resident. You also have to submit a sample video recording of your favorite Disney movie, review it, and share details about your social media following as well. In addition to a $1,000 payday, the dream job candidates also get a free year of Disney+. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas on Netflix, at least. The streaming service is rolling out its Yuletide programming with Holiday in the Wild, starring Kristen Davis and Rob Lowe. When her husband abruptly ends their marriage, empty nester Kate embarks on a solo second honeymoon in Africa, finding a new purpose in life and a potential romance, of course. Holiday in the Wild streams on Netflix starting November 1st. Whether or not you're in the holiday spirit, there is plenty to enjoy this weekend. Here are Will Loper's 3 things to watch.
First, you must ask yourself, are you wealthy?
Newly streaming on Netflix this week is The Laundromat.
Simple truth of the world is that most games, for someone to win, well, someone has to lose.
Meryl Streep, Gary Oldman, Antonio Banderas, and more star in the film that looks at the history of the Panama Papers and how 2 men helped the rich stay rich.
How does it all work?
Bribery, corruption, money laundering, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Somebody has to sound the alarm.
The Laundromat is available to stream on Netflix now.
Where
They're getting away with murder.
which is bad.
Bad? Yeah, bad is such a big word for being such a small word.
The state of Florida has issued a Category 5 hurricane warning.
New on home video this week is Crawl. There's a flood, and it brings along giant alligators. What else do you need to know?
In less than an hour, we'll be underwater.
Banging on the pipes blurs their senses.
I can distract them for you. You got this!
Crawl is available everywhere now.
Do you make time for one another?
In what way?
Do you have date night?
Yeah.
What do you do?
This?
And finally, newly streaming on Amazon Prime this week is Modern Love.
This is love at its absolute best. And it's beautiful sometimes.
I can't bring a baby into the world with a man that I don't love.
Don't do it because you're scared. You must own your actions in life.
Tina Fey, Anne Hathaway, and many more star in the series that explores several different relationships and the way love exists in our modern age.
Surely there's someone out there who will take me for who I am. The good, the bad, the full story of love.
All 8 episodes of Modern Love are available to stream on Amazon Prime now.
Want to grab breakfast?
I just met you.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
For movies and music, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its 2020 finalists. 9 out of 16 nominees are on the ballot for the first time, including Dave Matthews Band, the Doobie Brothers, the Notorious B.I.G., Pat Benatar, and Whitney Houston. Fans can vote for their Hall of Fame favorites online. The official inductees will be announced in January. Time now, 8:24. There's much more news ahead. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories, plus hear exclusively from the man at the center of a major trial this week right here in Wisconsin surrounding the Sandy Hook school shooting. We'll be right back. Right now, a father speaks out after a Wisconsin jury's decisive verdict. We hear from Lenny Posner, who lost his 6-year-old son during the Sandy Hook school shooting, what he's saying now about this week's trial and his mission, which has made both progress and enemies.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, October 19th. I'm Christina Laurie. We'll get a check of your first alert forecast with Chris in just a second. But first, here are 3 things to know as you begin your day. Today could be one of the biggest days in British history. Right now, lawmakers are holding a rare Saturday Parliament session to debate Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. And later today, they're expected to hold a vote. CNN International says it's up in the air whether or not Johnson has the numbers to win. But if Parliament blocks that deal, Johnson's team says the only alternative will be an election. This debate is expected to run for most of the day. It started around 3:30 a.m. our time. Defense Secretary Mark Esper says U.S. troops will continue to withdraw from Syria. This news comes amid an op-ed released Friday by Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who objected to the president's pullback, saying he wants a plan to reintroduce U.S. troops to the area. This morning, fighting between Turkey and the Kurds along the Turkish-Syrian border continues after President Donald Trump announced there had been a U.S. brokered ceasefire. And it should be a beautiful day in Champaign, Illinois, where the Badger football team plays the Fighting Illini at 11 o'clock this morning. Temperatures are forecast to be in the upper 60s, but the game might not be so competitive. 6th-ranked Wisconsin is a 31-point favorite. This is the first road trip for the Badgers since their opening weekend trek to South Florida at the end of August. You can watch the game on the Big Ten Network, and of course, we will have the highlights right here on our evening news. Now here's meteorologist Chris Reese with your Saturday morning forecast. Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Christina. Good morning to all of you guys at home. We're watching the cloud cover on the increase right now ahead of what could likely bring us some showers as we move towards the afternoon. Right now, most of the showers are towards northwestern Wisconsin, some back towards the south and west as well. We've noticed a big blob of rain kind of really shrink down into this thin little line, and that's what I think we're going to be watching later on today. Let's zoom in closer to home. No rain truly in the area yet, although some isolated showers are trying to pop up. The air is relatively dry right now, so I don't think that's going to be reaching the ground. But we are seeing more and more cloud cover move in. There's a live look outside right now. A few holes in the cloud cover. Those will be thickening up somewhat as we head into the afternoon. Temperature-wise, it's 50. Wind still coming out of the south at 8 miles per hour. 49 in Lone Rock. The Dells at 48 right now. Janesville also at 50. Boscobel and Prairie du Chien 1 degree above 50. We'll see those temperatures warm up towards 55 as we approach the lunchtime hour. For highs today, we're looking for highs right around 58, folks, but we will see those showers and persistent cloud cover as we move through the afternoon. Christina?
Thank you so much, Chris. Well, this week, a Wisconsin jury ordered James Fetzer, who co-wrote the book Nobody Died at Sandy Hook, to pay $450,000 for defaming Lenny Posner. Posner's 6-year-old son, Noah, was killed 7 years ago in the Sandy Hook school shooting. Since then, Posner has made it his mission to change tech company policies to protect victims from online bullying. He's made progress and enemies. Only CBS This Morning sat down with him. They agreed not to show what he looks like for his own protection.
How many death threats have you received?
Oh, there have been dozens. And there are threats that are just posted that I may have not even seen.
Lenny Posner says he's been forced to move at least a half-dozen times since the death of his son Noah. One of 20 children and 6 adults killed in the 2012 shooting at Connecticut's Sandy Hook Elementary School. While still grieving, Posner faced a new shock as strangers claimed that the shooting had never really happened.
What did you find online?
The talk of conspiracy theories, the talk of crisis actors, the talk of a staged event to take away people's gun rights.
Most people probably would have just walked away, and you didn't.
I never thought I had the option to walk away.
Because?
Because that was my life now. The father of a murdered child and the name associated to an online conspiracy theory.
Posner funneled his anger into action, asking social media platforms to take down the posts, at first with little luck.
Most of the time there was an automatic robotic response.
So you're not even dealing with a person?
It never even got to a person.
But in the years since, this unlikely activist has not only succeeded for himself, he's helping others through his organization Honor Network, whose volunteers keep an eye on the internet, protecting victims of tragedy, cyberstalking, and harassment. People like Andy Parker.
I felt sick.
After his daughter Allison was shot to death on live TV in 2015, conspiracy theorists reposted the video, again claiming it was a fake. Parker contacted YouTube to get the videos taken down.
I thought I could do it just, one time and be done with it. And they said, no, you have to do it for each video. Yeah, it's tantamount to saying, watch your daughter's murder and then tell us why.
Over and over again.
Over and over again, and then tell a robot why this needs to come down. That's essentially what they told me to do.
But Posner had a better idea. He helped Parker get the rights to the video, allowing him to force their removal in bulk on copyright grounds. And it worked.
It was just a matter of who can help me with this, and I knew it was Lenny.
More recently, many large tech companies have updated their policies on harassment.
So what role do you think you've personally played in getting Facebook and Google and YouTube and WordPress to change their policies?
I think that had I not shamed them publicly using the press, that none of that would have happened in the way that it has happened.
In confronting misinformation, Posner has also changed minds.
I think it could be summed up with the term Sandy hoax.
Dave Gahari's company published James Fetzer's book, Nobody Died at Sandy Hook, which prompted Posner to sue in the first place. But as Posner spoke at a deposition, Gahari had a revelation.
And I'm listening to him, and I determined that what he was saying was authentic, and I wanted to do what I could do to not contribute to the negative things that he's experiencing.
Gahari settled the case, and now Fetzer is on the hook for a $450,000 verdict in Wisconsin. And Posner says his work is just getting started.
So is this fight, crusade, mission you're on, does it take up your life? I mean, is this what you do?
This has become my life's work, yeah.
This is your life's work?
Yeah, that's what it's turned into.
Does it still feel good when you get something taken down?
It feels right.
Lenny Posner is also suing internet personality Alex Jones for defamation for spreading false information about the Sandy Hook shooting. Time now, 8:35. Have you heard of Porchlight Products? The local company reaches out to people living with physical or mental challenges. And this morning, we're reaching out to them to learn about their Do Good, Delicious mission, how you can support them and many Madisonians too. That's just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Welcome back. Local products for a local cause. That's the tagline behind Porchlight Products, which has ever since 2007 helped people living right here in Madison get trained for jobs, giving them a hand up, not a handout. Only on News 3 Now this morning, our Keely Arthur is sharing new information on how you can help the organization and our community. Hi, Keely.
You might have noticed some of these products on your local grocery store shelves. It's for Porchlight, a local nonprofit. And here to speak with me more about that is the executive director of Porchlight, Carla Tennis. Good morning, Carla. And
good morning, Keely.
We've heard about Porchlight, but what exactly does Porchlight do?
So Porchlight is the largest provider of affordable housing and services to homeless people here in Dane County. And we've been around for over 35 years.
What kind of groups of people do you help specifically?
So we help anybody who is in need. So we help families, we help single men, we help single women. We're kind of known for our services to single men because we run the men's shelter, but we have many services for homeless families also.
So do a lot of good work in the community, and if community members watching this want to help Porchlight, especially as we kind of enter into the colder months, what are some ways to do that? Maybe talk a little bit about Porchlight products.
Absolutely. So Porchlight Products is one of our 6 core programs that we provide folks experiencing homelessness. So this is a job training program for formerly homeless folks who have disabilities. So we have a beautiful kitchen that we built 2 years ago on the east side. We train them how to make all of these foods. So you will see them in the grocery stores. If you go to Daisy Cafe and Cupcakery and have their pancakes, that's our multi-grain pancake mix. If you go to Short Stack on State Street, you will find several of our products on their menus. So we are always looking for people to purchase our products. Everything goes right back into the program so we can hire more folks.
And it is quite delicious. I have the pancake mix at my home, and in addition to making pancakes, you can also make some scones.
Yep. We made some cranberry scones here. We also have blueberry scones. Lots of different jams. The scones are delicious with a little jam on them. But you know, I like to say it's the power of work, right? People are not looking for a handout. They want to do something. So when we started this program 8 years ago, people were thrilled to have something productive to do.
So yeah, you're having your Porchlight clients make and package these products.
They make and they package. We buy all of our produce from local farmers, so it's helping out local agriculture, and then we sell the items here in town at the grocery stores.
And you're giving people a sense of self-worth a little bit.
Absolutely. We have folks, you know, because they all have a disability, many of them have never worked before. And we also do sampling in all the grocery stores. So if you go to Hy-Vee East or Metcalf's and you see somebody sampling, that's a participant who's made one of these products.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for waking up with us, Carla, and talking to us about Porchlight and Porchlight products, a delicious way to get involved. If you want to get involved in another way, Porchlight is having their annual benefit dinner on November 12th at the Monona Terrace, beginning at 5:30. We have more details on that on our website, channel3000.com.
You can also learn more about Porchlight, its products, and its purpose up on our website. And thanks to Keely for putting that together. Well, it is the weekend here in the 608.
That's right, and here's a look at what's happening around town.
The Wisconsin Book Festival is now underway, bringing a wide range of fiction and nonfiction writers, both local and national best-selling authors, to do readings at several downtown locations. This afternoon at the Downtown Library, former Olympic figure skater Adam Rippon will read from his revealing memoir, Beautiful on the Outside. There's also a big book sale underway. Events run through tomorrow.
That's right, and if you prefer to use the other half of your brain, the Wisconsin Science Festival is happening all weekend long. Now in its 9th year, the Science Festival is actually a statewide event with more than 220 local events in half the state's counties. We're talking hands-on workshops, demonstrations, and performances dealing with everything from robotics, water quality and wildlife, to the science of the Star Wars movies.
Hey, you could teach a little weather session.
You know, I'd do it, for sure.
Well, be sure to grab a blanket, a basket, and head to Vilas Park this afternoon for the annual Picnic in the Park. The event raises money for the Madison Parks Foundation. Every year, the event is held at a different park, so this year, it's Vilas's turn. Dinner is prepared by local celebrity chefs and runs from 4 until 10 o'clock today.
And then tomorrow, pop rock singer, songwriter, and pianist Ben Folds is in town, playing a solo show Sunday night at the Sylvie. But having recently put out a witty memoir titled A Dream of Lightning Bugs, Ben Folds will also make a Sunday afternoon appearance at the Madison Central Library for the Wisconsin Book Festival.
And be sure to pick up a copy of this month's Madison Magazine for more ideas of what to do this weekend and what's happening all around the Madison area. However you choose to spend your weekend, at least it's not as cold as it was last week.
Yes, not yet. Anyway, you're looking live outside right now. I'll have your full forecast next on News 3 Now.
But first, let's take a look at who is 3 years old today. Happy birthday to Henry and all the other little kids celebrating their birthdays today.
We've watched more of that cloud cover stream in as we have gone through the morning. We are going to be seeing more of that as we move into the afternoon. Temperature-wise, we've also begun to warm up. We started out at 48 earlier this morning. We are now at 50. Those winds still coming out of the south, helping to keep things warmer as we go through this morning. 50 in Janesville right now, Camp Douglas also at 50. Black River Falls at 52 right now. Wautoma at 45. That is what appears to be the cold spot on the map right now. Winds are still gusty at times. We're talking about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but we're still going to be watching those winds relax pretty much all morning long, and really they'll become seemingly non-existent as we move into the afternoon. But that strong southerly wind, folks, has really allowed those temperatures to be a lot warmer this morning as opposed to yesterday morning, especially along the lakeshore. Sheboygan, 16 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. We're watching more cloud cover moving in though, and then back towards the west, we are now seeing a line of showers that has developed. This is going to gradually push towards the east as we go through the morning and into the afternoon. It's all ahead of kind of a weak cold front that's developing back towards the north and west. And it's a cold front by definition. The air behind it tomorrow won't be all that colder. And if anything, it's actually going to be somewhat warmer. But it is a cold front that's going to be responsible for those rain chances today. There's not a lot of moisture for it to feed off of, so we're actually going to be looking at a dying line of showers. A bigger cold front is going to come our way once we start the upcoming week. Here's the system associated with that one. I think it's going to bring better chances for rain as well as we head into Monday, perhaps more widespread chances for rain. And then the clouds and the colder air will certainly be on the move behind that. But let's take it one at a time and track the rain chance that we have out there now. Let's time it out. Here it is developing. I think future track is just a little bit slow. We're already seeing the rain in these areas, so maybe speed this up by an hour or two. But we'll see a line of showers moving through. It will be a broken line that starts to fall apart as it moves towards the east. Then overnight tonight, temperatures fall down into the 40s. We'll still be warm on Sunday. The bigger cold front is Monday. That'll unleash some colder air that really kind of hangs out throughout the week with another shot of colder air for the weekend. And we're going to be seeing multiple shots of colder air throughout the end of the month into early November, folks. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center has a pretty strong probability of below normal temperatures for much of the country. You're talking the coastal areas if you want to look for temperatures above average. But for the most part, we will be cooler than average as we go through the next 10 days for sure. The average high, 58. And once we get through Monday, we are certainly below average all the way through the rest of that forecast. A few rain chances. The biggest rain chance certainly Monday. We'll also watch Thursday as well.
So you need a jacket and an umbrella.
A jacket and an umbrella, sure. Yeah, and I think at this point, by the end of this week, folks will probably be used to these temperatures.
Need some hand warmers by the end of the week.
I know, that is true.
Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, be sure to stick with News 3 Now all day long. And then tomorrow morning, shopping local while saving money. We've done the research and we're sharing where and how you can find the best grocery deals at our local co-ops. But first, we're ending our show this morning on a musical note, hearing from two popular solo artists who joined forces to take on the Madison music scene. News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. We'll be right back. Finally this morning, what happens when two local long-standing solo artists join forces? A new sound and an even bigger show.
Our photojournalist Christopher Hawbaker, aka Bubba, takes us behind the music in this month's Morning Notes.
When you were young, you used to lie like a lamb. So come back, baby, and lie with me again.
Hayward Williams music is, I don't know, it's soul, it's folk, it's gospel, you know, it's those American traditions, but put through me. And so however that comes out is whatever it is that I do, but that's the jumping off point.
Now that you're gone, just stand up like a skate.
Grew up in a family that was very storytelling family, so that's still what draws me most to music. Every song I write starts as words and I put it to music later. But I would say it's steeped in traditional folk music and our American way of telling stories to music. That's really it.
So come back, baby, and fill in the reds. All those things we get.
Well, he and I were kind of on the same trajectory, like both living in Wisconsin, playing shows, and we shared the bill a few times over the better part of 15 years, and then we both kind of found ourselves in a place where it was time to make records, and so like we had a lot of studio time working together.
It wasn't until the last couple years that we decided, hey, let's hitch the wagons together and see where it takes us.
Mama was born in Canton, grew up in FLA, Spanish moss and lip gloss, launching into outer space.
Peter Lafarge wrote a song called Coyote My Little Brother, and for some reason I was really attracted to that record when we were putting this album together. I've written all these songs, it's gonna be for a solo record, but every single song I'd written, and I had his parts in my head. I knew what I wanted him to sing. I knew what I wanted his guitar part to sound like, because his voice just has this real sweet spot, and it's like melted butter. And the key we're playing and the register he's in, he just sounds so wonderful.
I don't think we were ever considering giving up making music, but I think we're doing solo work for 15 years, like, is tiring, it's lonely, and you only have you to rely on, and so I think we were looking for somebody to lean on a little bit.
Oh, Alberta, what did she see? The Billy Lions take a homemade slug from the cold to staggerly. Birdie stood where Billy Lace had stacked. You ain't alone in holding heat.
We care for each other deeply, and I would say that he's as close to a brother as I have up here in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Thanks to our photojournalist Bubba for putting that together. He always does such a nice job.
Cool stuff there. We're watching the cloud cover as we go through today. We'll also see a chance of showers arriving this afternoon. Temperatures will top out around 58, 60s for Sunday, and then temperatures will slide down as we go through the rest of the week. Here's Land Shark and Wisconsin Dells for your pet walk. A lovely cat there.
Land Shark. Oh, it's going to be a rainy day to walk him, right?
Yeah,
for all the
absolutely.
people walking their cats. And we do, before we want to go, we want to just send our sincere thoughts and prayers out to the town of Highland. I know a lot of people there are going to be attending the funeral of Leah's younger brother, Levi. Our thoughts are with all of you.